I have some really bad news for you. Everything for you is about to get really expensive, and you have one man to thank for that. You see, what the media, especially MAGA media, is not talking about is the risk of the US dollar losing its grip on the global energy market. You see, after the 1973 oil crisis, Saudi Arabia agreed to price its oil in US dollars in exchange for US protections. This locked in the US dollar as the world's global energy currency and gave the US a long leash on its national debt, which we've more than taken advantage of. But now, with the growing conflict in Iran, countries are starting to ask themselves, why use the US dollar at all? And with the US dollar being less involved in global energy transactions over the last couple of decades, and us causing the current global energy crisis, especially in places like Asia, why indeed? And while the world is asking itself these questions, you need to ask yourself what this means for you and your money. Because your everyday life is about to get more expensive. Your credit card loans, your auto loans, your mortgage loans, life is going to get more expensive. Even now, the dollar is relatively strong because the world needs it. But if the world doesn't need it, the dollar weakens. When the dollar weakens, everything for you becomes more expensive. Food, travel, gas, everything. When everything becomes more expensive, that's inflation happening in real time, and this time it's 100% not Joe Biden's fault. And as inflation rises, the Federal Reserve can't necessarily help you, especially as U.S. Treasury auctions weaken and global buyers start to step away from U.S. debt, as we started to see with yesterday's two-year Treasury auction, which turned out to be a disaster. This keeps interest rates higher. Your debt gets more expensive. Your credit card balances go up. Loans become tighter. Your monthly payments increase. Suddenly, your cost of living is higher and your cost of debt is higher. And that's the squeeze. And if your income doesn't rise as fast as your debt and your expenses, and let's face it, corporations aren't handing out raises anytime soon, then you have to lean on the very thing that's costing you the most, your debt. And suddenly your debt starts owning you. If you're curious with how we're repositioning our money to offset this shift, click below for more.